And right over here, right by the Macy's, is where we used to have like a Joseph Banks, and it used to stand right here at this part of the mall right here. And right over here, right where I'm pointing my finger, that was the Macy's store right there. And show you another part of the mall. I think it was either this store right here or this store or this store that used to be the Baby Gap. When we were babies, my brother and I would come up here and get baby shoes whenever we needed. So let's go ahead and there's the elevator right over there. So we're going to take a couple more rides on it before we leave the mall. Or maybe just one more ride. I might do that. Just right on the way down. Alright, so we go to the elevator for one more ride on the way down to get ready to exit the mall. We'll be parking the food court entrance. Alright, I want you to see what this lantern on the elevator used to sound like. I'm gonna press it. Right, that's how it used to sound when when it used to be open and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and get one more view of the elevator here at the mall before we end up leaving here. Because I'm gonna really miss this mall so much. And before we go, we're gonna look at the fountain right here once we get off here. Excuse me. Yeah, this used to be what the fountain was a long time ago. When we had some good luck, we would always throw some coins in here, and that what made it fun. And right here, there used to be the marble that used to run, and I loved looking at this thing when I used to come to the mall. Hey, how you doing? And we're actually going to do the view of the old subway that used to be here, and I for real am gonna miss this mall. This is Memphis Grizzlies for all you Grizzlies folks out there. And right over here, let's look at the games real quick before we go. I know when they moved the tables from this direction to that direction, I remember there used to be a lot of seating at this area of the mall, and it really is going to be very, very missed once it gets torn down. Like, I've spoken to the security officer here today to tell him that this mall was one of the best malls in Memphis, and he gave me a fist bump, which I was very, very happy about. All right, and now Let's look at one more thing before we head up the food court escalator. You see that empty space right over there? That used to be the Subway, and we had my father loved Subway at the mall. It's going to be really missed. All right, time for a moment of silence, and time to look back at the mall before we get ready to go. I'm gonna do a view before we go up this escalator right here. Oh, and one more thing. There used to be a Charlie's Philly Steaks restaurant. What's it kind of in the food mood for Charlie's, like I was at Chick-fil-A right there. All right. Moment we are off. Let's go up this escalator right here. This was one of my favorite escalators I used to ride. But I'm kind of bummed that that one's not working today. But at least we got this one right here. All right. Here we are at one more look at the mall before we go. I also like the tower right here. That's what brought mall visitors here. Gonna really miss this place, and I'm hoping it will turn into something better. Thank you for watching, and y'all have a great day.